what are your names and what are your capacities within the Chicago group?
My name's Angela McGee, and I'm the president of the group. This is my first year, starting in January, and I served for 2 years.
Do you have McGee family members here?
No, that's my married name. My maiden name is Cathy, Cathey, and they were out of Chicago too.
Are you from Mississippi?
No, we are not Mississippi people. I can't say how we. No, the Cathys were from North Carolina, and then I have Virginia, but and then my maternal side is South Carolina, Abbeville, South Carolina.
And you're from?
My name is Janis Forte. I'm corresponding secretary for the Afro-American Genealogical and Historical Society of Chicago. We're a 30-year-old genealogical and historical history preservation of records society. We've been coming to Allen County Public Library for, 20 years, seen the library evolve and grow. My ancestors reigned from Alabama and Tennessee primarily. And I heard about the conference, the summit, way back last year.
Right, when it was beginning.
When it was just a concept in the minds of some people. And we're extremely grateful for the Allen County Public Library system to co-host the event. We're here for 4 days. We have a busload of 51 people that came in, got up real early this morning to ride in from Chicago to attend this 4 days event. We will be here until Sunday night.
Did the twins come?
The twins are here. One of them just left.
That's how I know her.
Nettie.
The twins.
That was Nettie that just
Nettie
left.
just left. She's in your picture.
Okay, because I don't recognize one without the other, and I need both of them
Nettie and
here.
Letty.
Well, they are here.
Because I met them a few years ago, so you guys come here, what, once or twice a year?
Nettie is our research coordinator, and she brings us down here at least once a year, sometime twice a year, if we've been good little boys and girls the previous time.
How did you become interested in genealogy?
Well, I think, my interest started years ago because I didn't have a grandfather. So I wanted to know what happened to them because I came from a family with a lot of women and just, my father and a brother. So I wanted to know where they were. And so that's what started me asking questions. But I didn't start officially until 1993. When on my job we would have Black History Month, and Tony Burroughs was the president of the society then, and he gave a presentation. So I've been with this group since 1993, and my first trip to Allen County was 1993.
And yourself?
I am the granddaughter of a slave. My paternal grandparents were born into slavery in 1860, Alabama. My father, who was born in 1897, Alabama, used to worry me about me finding out where some of his relatives were from and what they were doing when they were there. So he steered my interest, and I went over in the late 70s, went over to the National Archives just to what I thought was to quiet him always questioning me about why don't you go find out about some of my people. So I went over to the archives in Chicago and was instantly hooked and have been researching ever since then.
So you were doing this before Roots came on?
Basically, maybe a year or two before the whole Roots phenomenon hit. Yeah, all because of my dad.
Well, let me ask you this. So many people get enthused for a while, and they hit a wall, and they quit. How have you to avoid quitting after you hit that wall?
One of the focuses of our organization in Chicago is that we help folks over that wall, under barriers, around corners and bricks. We have several what we refer to as state study groups, whereas people who are researching a particular state, Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, I bet not leave any of them out, Kentucky, Indiana, they come together as a subgroup, and they focus primarily on supporting other folks and their interests where they are, giving them suggestions on other things they ought to do in order to get around or over or under that barrier. So we're there to support each other.
Since you've been doing this, what has been the most outstanding fact that you learned about your people?
Oh, Well, for one thing, I had a index to a deed that I found here in Allen County. So I went on a research trip, and my mother was born in South Carolina, but she wasn't raised there. She was raised in Evanston, Illinois. So we took that index, and we went to the courthouse to find the deed. So on the deed was my great-grandmother's grandmother. And that was like the greatest find, because my mother didn't know anything about that particular grandmother. So we had skipped more generations to go back to another one. So that was the great one for us.
This doesn't hurt you when you see people, we pay so much attention to TV. And whatever is popular on TV is popular within us. And now that we've gotten away from roots, why are you attracting new members to your group?
Oh, yes. Yes. Under her leadership, these past year, 18 months, I think if we haven't doubled our membership, we've come pretty close. We must be like 75% more than what we were doing before, because we provide so much support and leadership to our members. Our membership is a lousy $20 a year, and you get a newsletter, you get reduced registration fees at conferences, you get reduced fees for trips, you get to consult with a lot of us quote-unquote experts. You get linkages. We have a website. We respond to queries and questions as quickly as we can. So I think that level of support keeps people interested, and it keeps them coming back. So we've been real successful with that.
Curious, when you were a real young woman, was your hair gray?
It's one of the hereditary traits in my family, and in fact, in our family, if you don't have any gray hair by the time you're 7, we begin to wonder if you really belong to us. So we all gray quite early. Yes, so I did.
Because your hair is so pretty and thick, and I just haven't noticed that.
Thank you.
What do you tell people in Chicago to get them interested? What do you do to keep the drum beating and the fire burning in the people?
Well, I think I try to emphasize how important it is to know your own history, because when we were going to school, it was only 2 blacks, or maybe 3 that you heard about, and that was Frederick Douglass. Crispus Attucks was killed right away, so there was no history, and Harriet Tubman, to that effect. And so I try to tell people who are interested, because they have to be interested first, to look into their own family, because it's rich, and we were all part of making this country great. And so some of your attitudes and different things that you learn, your ancestors are in there, so you need to find them. And so that's what I kind of primarily look. You're writing your own history, and that makes it better.
So when we ladies feed back to Fort Wayne again, I know you're here frequently. When is your next scheduled trip to come back to Fort Wayne?
Oh, as far as we know, because you have to get to one of to Nettie to find out exactly, but as far as we know, we'll be back at Fort Wayne probably in September of 2010. Because we were here a month ago. We were here September 26th and 27th for what we call an overnighter. We were here for 2 days, and we doubled back for 4 days this time.
Because I remember some guys saying, "Did you see all those pretty women, that were here?" And
That was us.
And I forgot that y'all was here.
That was us.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk more with.
When will we see this?
These are the twins.
He was looking.
He was looking for the twins.
Now?